my name is Joanna Crumpton. I am with Cesar Chavez High School within Houston ISD. We are located on the southeast side of Houston. I am head of the agriculture department. I have three teaching partners below me as well. We teach wildlife, horticulture, and animal science are the three pathways that we devote our time to. Here at Chavez, we teach grades 9 through 12. We have an estimated 2,800 students this past year in our school. Our demographics are mostly Hispanic, Asian, a few African American, and very little white population. I think less than 1% is demographic towards that. Let's see, how did we get started with the zoo? So we got started with the zoo is almost 3 years ago now. I want to say we got some random email through one of the many emails that we get. I mean, I know it sounds very vague, but I think that's how it kind of started. I emailed her back and said, yes, we would be interested. Me and my teaching partner, Miss Evans, which you'll meet with her here in just a minute. We went up and met with Miss Deandra with the zoo, and we said, okay, how can we get this going? Deandra told us the focus of their job and the zoo and the conservation efforts that they're putting forth and their initiatives, and we looked at how our agriculture pathway and how can we take what the zoo is doing, what Chavez High School is doing, and merge them together. So one of the key benefits of this program and this partnership that we have worked is that every year we're very honest with each other. We do something and we say, hey, that worked great, or we do something and say, hey, that didn't go very well. There's been times when we hit it off really hard and then it kind of falls off at the end, or it kind of goes off small at the beginning and it kind of bam at the end. It's been across the board, and that changes within each year as how each year goes with school. We're learning that every year in school is different, between having Hurricane Harvey, which set us back several years the first year that we got started, to this past year where it just seemed like we couldn't get anything done, but yet we do somehow. But it just is a trying year, and every year we'll start over and figure out how we can take what we did this year and grow on it. We want to add scaffolding into our education with the kids and what we have. I teach horticulture, so my pathway or my area that I follow will be plants and pollinators. My students this year, we created pollination stations. They did an extremely wonderful job on it. We put some out in the bayou, we put some in front of campus. There were several that were selected that to go be put at the zoo to showcase student work, which was an excellent opportunity. Last year I was able to get a plant company to donate a plant to each of my kids, and they were to charge with to go home and take it and plant it in their community. And then we planted 8 Carolina jasmines here on our campus. And the goal of that was to create a pot of change in our little community. This year we wanted to increase more pollinators on campus. And so to do that, you need money. And we are a Houston ISD school, and we are just a school in general, and budgeting is very hard to come by. So I applied for a grant with a Texas Petrochemical Company for an improvement grant, and we got it. It was $10,000. They paid about $4,000 in plants. We planted 391 species across Chavez. There were 5 garden beds that we directed our time to. It is summertime, so they're looking a little weedy right now. It's a lot easier to keep up with when you have about 60 to 75 students to help with that. And then also too, it does just get hot in the summertime. I look forward into speaking with Deandra. We meet with her about once a year in August and say, okay, hey, what did we do last year? Where are we at? How can we go forward? How can I take what was I do with my kids last year and grow with the growth on it? How can we show growth in them? And then that's kind of how we develop our plan. And she's honest saying, okay, hey, this is what we're doing at the zoo. And we work back and forth and be very honest with each other about this works, this doesn't work, not trying to hurt your feelings, but how can we change it? And that is kind of how we have gotten to where we are today. Before our school started, our students live in a very mindful bubble. They have their little bubble of their little world, their little social media world, and sometimes it's hard for them to pick up their head and look outside. We do go outside within a bunch of our classes. We do head up the recycling here at Chavez as it is, so our kids know how to recycle basic paper, basic plastic, aluminum. One of the big things that we have instilled in them is starting to carry refillable containers, so they are not using single-use plastic. It's very different to walk down the highway and see these kids carrying these water bottles, and you know they're in sports and you know they're moving all day long, and yet they're 2 or 3 years and they're still carrying these containers going, I can't live a day without carrying my water container. And me and my teaching partners understand, because we always have a drink available with us at all times. The evidence I also see in the impact of our school is how our kids carry themselves. animals. You see them carrying things, but also too, you may see them walking down the hallway and picking up a piece of trash. I'm gonna let Miss Evans speak with you here in a moment. She's a part of the wildlife teacher, and I'll let her introduce herself. Her kids have really hit hard the plastics and did several great things within her classes this year, and I'm going to let her now speak with you about that. We greatly appreciate the opportunity to work with the zoo. Look forward to the adventures, look forward to continuing the education with our kids, not even only with pollinating, but identification of plants and bettering our community. Thank you.